troublemaker. I've been a late-night player. I've been broke as a joke. I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker, taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing. Popping, lock, and stop and let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip-hop, it's like it stings. We make the whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school, we think we're so cool. We take it back to the past, we gonna act a fool. Enough jumps, the middle finger make my Jaeger just.
Hello. Welcome to Sports Buzz Fanatical View. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio, Comcast Cable, Channel 23, downtown Danbury, Connecticut, on this August 10th. Already 10 days into August, moving quick. A little bit hot out there today as well. The heat coming back. Nice day yesterday, but pretty hot and sticky today. But we'll take it. We'll take the heat over it getting cold. Starting to get a little dark earlier in the evening as well. Not too happy about that. But summer is hanging on. Still have another, if you look at the calendar, 6 weeks, I believe. So enjoy that while you can. I know I am. I will say hello to my right-hand man, Mr. Bob Raw Jr., who is back in the hot seat once again.
Yes.
2 weeks in a row, Bob. I don't believe it.
I know. Isn't this strange? Speaking of strange, we're going to be getting a strange call soon.
Yeah, well, we're going to start calling this, the Strange Buzz show.
Yeah.
With the way things went last week. And if Strange Man calls in like he says he's going to do again this week with 4 things to talk about.
Right.
So we'll see what those are. Probably baseball related. He's big into what's going on with baseball right now. The number is 203-792-4101. If you want to beat him to the phone,
please call.
You could do that. Bob's show Spotlight on Tuesday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 12. One more week of the special.
Yes.
The Danbury Westerner Celebrity Breakfast. So Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, hour-long special if you want to check that out. And our director is here again, allowing Bob to be in the hot seat. So Mike Toohey is here, Expose Cinema, Friday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 1. We are also joined by the Cup, if you will.
Congratulations on the Cup.
Yeah, somehow snuck this little thing in there. I'm not sure what's that.
That's the Black Cat from the Dodgers.
Well, the Black Cat didn't do me any problems this past weekend. No bad luck for me. Shaboozalooza, our old friend Joe Jet Metnet, and his annual party and home of the last man standing for the second time. It had been 10 years, Bob, since
10 years. That's
I had won it. I had won it way back in 2007 in the 3rd year of its existence, I believe. And here I am with the cup in my possession. It'll be mine for the year, much like the Stanley Cup. I can do what I want with it for the entire year.
So you get to drink out of it with
Oh, sure. So it'll be out and about. I've been a little disappointed the last couple of years. The winners just kind of let it, sit calmly on their mantle. They didn't bring it out anywhere.
They didn't bring out to show it to
friends or nothing. Didn't let the cup celebrate. I mean, I'm gonna have the cup out and about all over the place. So very happy to have the cup back in my possession. It was well earned, we don't need to get into the beverages and how many perhaps it took to get it.
Oh, I had
a good day.
I had something like that last night.
Oh, last night? You seem like you're doing okay.
Yeah, well, we had went to a fireman's parade last night, so we took best out of state and best pumper.
So you guys are always adding to your collection of trophies, and they did it again. So very good. So anyways, was happy to bring the cup down this week and show it off and add it to the collection of things here. Probably just for this week. I will have it back in my possession and out and about during the year, but maybe we'll show it off a couple more times over the year. All right, before we get into some baseball stuff, do want to mention the PGA Championship got underway today. Jordan Spieth looking to become the youngest player ever to win all 4 majors, the Grand Slam.
Wow.
He has just this one shot because Tiger did it way back, and if Jordan Spieth doesn't win it now, by next year he will be too old. Of course, he'll be happy to win the Grand Slam if he doesn't get it this year, but he was a little rough start for him. +1 at the end of his round. The leader, Thorbjorn Olesen,
Never heard of him.
Sure, that is at -4. Gary Woodland -3. Grayson Murray, Brooks Koepka, who's been playing very well. He's been in the mix on the leaderboard of all the majors this year. Chris Stroud also at -3. Ricky Fowler, he's trying to break through with his first major at -2. Rory McIlroy is also +1 with Jordan Spieth. Jason Day, who looked to be a world beater last year, and he hasn't done much at all. He's at -1. Hideki Matsuyama, another guy who's looking to break through at -1. So those are some of the names coming out of the PGA Championship today on day one of that before it goes throughout the weekend. Also worth mentioning
is the
NFL preseason.
Right.
Really gets underway. There was the Hall of Fame game last weekend, but the real preseason does begin tonight in earnest. And the Jacksonville Jaguars make a trip up to Foxborough to take on the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots this evening. We'll see who plays. Probably not all the guys will play, and if
it's
they
like
do, they
tomorrow,
won't play much.
like tomorrow night. The Steelers and the Giants play, and none of the starters are playing. So
for both teams, right?
Yeah.
They already announced that.
Yeah, they already announced that.
A lot of the starters will not be playing in Game 1. Over the years, it's been kind of back and forth. We're not sure. The coaches changed their mind, which is the game that they want to get the guys. Game 3 a lot of times is a big one.
As they get closer to the actual season
but then they don't want them to get hurt in Game 4, so they break them out again. I don't know. Jets are at home also on Saturday against the Tennessee Titans. So we'll see what happens with the NFL. We don't really get too much into it with the preseason stuff, but it is worth mentioning. It is underway. You got to just hope for no injuries during the preseason. Get guys some reps, get them up to speed, work in the new guys. The Giants are going to be one of the teams that most people pick to come out of the NFC. I mean, it's a little early to talk about it, but just as this preseason gets going, are you comfortable with the analysis starting the season this year, thinking the Giants are going to be one of the teams, maybe the team to beat coming out of the NFC?
If everything goes all right, what it says on paper is one thing, but actually when they get started, that's another story.
I mean, they didn't make that many big upgrades.
No.
Brandon Marshall comes in. He takes the place of, Cruz. So I don't know if that's a big difference.
Uh-oh. I hear the telephone ringing.
Here comes the phone. All right. We'll see if this is, in fact, Strange Man. Hello, this is Sports Buzz. You are on the air.
Hey, Sports Buzz. How are you?
It's a strange one.
Pretty good, Strange Man. How you doing? We were just talking about how the NFL preseason is getting underway tonight before we move on to baseball. We will mention a couple sad things as well.
Wow.
Not only in the NFL, but the Major League Baseball world. Don Baylor, Darren Dalton, and Dick McPherson, old Patriot coach and Syracuse football coach, passed away. I just want to mention that, and we can continue talking about that if you want to add anything to that, Strange Man. But what is on your mind?
Yeah, what a week it's been. I got back here and I got a shower, and I was like, oh, wow, I got to hurry up because I got to call in. So anyway, I just want to say that.
So you're squeaky clean, huh?
Listeners,
Back to the Westerners.
I know there's been talks about it, like Bob brought up last week.
Yeah.
So we'll keep on pounding on doors, knocking on doors, and see if we can get something done. I don't think a 2-year, window is out of the question there. And you did mention a couple things that I do want to mention. The first thing is Westerners. The second thing is about Dutch, Karen Dutch Dalton.
Dalton, right?
Yeah.
55 years old, I believe.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. People would go on the internet and read about him.
Dalton was
a great Philadelphia Philly.
Yes.
Yeah, and that team was a great team. Dykstra maybe was mixed up with steroids.
Right.
Who knows with some of the guys on that team. But that was a very exciting team. Remember, the Braves were a powerhouse then. They had won 102 games, and they knocked them out.
Right.
And that World Series against the Blue Jays brought us one of the most memorable moments, the Joe Carter walk-off.
Right.
But that Phillies team was just a fun bunch to watch. John Crook, It was the first time really we got to see Kurt Schilling in a big spot, and the Wild Man, the closer there, and Darren Dalton was also one of the big guys on that team. Surprising to hear that he passed away only at the age of 55.
I know.
Yeah. The other thing is Don Baylor, nicknamed the Groove. I don't know if your listeners know this, but Frank Robinson gave him that nickname.
The Groove, huh?
Yeah,
Is he on speakerphone?
He came up with the O's, you know, everybody knows Frank Robinson plays the O's.
Is he on speakerphone at his end?
Came up and he was against stiff competition. And he beat all the competition and he turned
so you can probably hear him.
on the team. And, you know, it was a great day. And that nickname stuck because Frank said, once you get in the groove at the plate, you'll make the team. So the nickname.
Well, Don Baylor was a great player. Of course, we remember him with the Red Sox. All right, here's your trivia question. See if either one of you guys know.
Okay.
If you had to take a guess, what team do you think Don Baylor won the World Series with?
Angels?
You know, I kind of changed.
Angels?
Not the Angels.
On that because I looked that up. I went on the internet and looked that up, and I don't have it. You know, I don't have it on my notes in front of me. But I did go on the internet.
1987 with the Minnesota Twins.
Oh.
Very surprised. I did not realize after that Red Sox team, he went right to Minnesota
with it, you know.
When they won. I mean, he was on great teams, the Angels, the Red Sox. I believe he played with the Athletics maybe as well.
He played with the Yankees for a little bit.
Yankees too. He was also famous for being plunked more times than any other player. He would just lean right in, barely move. If a pitch came on the inside, he would take it without flinching and take his bag. You know, no arguments, no fights, no nothing. He was plunked more times than anybody. Craig Biggio eventually broke that record. Ended up breaking the record. And also Don Baylor, Red Sox, you know, in that World Series, of course, the famous Game 6, Bill Buckner, the whole bit. Why didn't they put in a defensive replacement?
Right.
What makes that even worse was the fact that the inning before, when they should have put a defensive replacement in, there was a spot where they could have got an insurance run if they pinch hit Don Baylor.
Right.
And because there was a runner on third base, they needed to sacrifice Flyward to, you know, gave them the extra run, and he did not bring Don Baylor in. They did not get the insurance run, and it would have been a double switch, bringing Baylor in and then putting a defensive replacement in for Buckner, and they didn't do it. So that was a little something that's not talked about as much. Of course, Buckner gets the whole thing. The other interesting thing I wanted to mention about Darren Dalton, it was interesting. The Outsiders, the movie, was on TV, and I was watching it. In the credits, there was a guy named Darren Dalton. I was wondering if maybe he was in the movie, but he was not. It was a different Darren Dalton. I thought that was funny. It was like the day he died.
Right.
And that movie was on that night. I was watching part of it, and I saw his name pop up, but it was a different guy. I had to look it up. Anyways, go ahead, Strange Man. What else you got?
I was going to say, I just want to, you know, when the day was announced about Don, the Baltimore Orioles were playing the California Angels. So here's some interesting facts about that game. It was Mike Trout's birthday, 26, and a lot of people know that he really tries to hit a home run on his birthday. And he had his 1,000th double.
Yeah, that's right.
And he also hit a home run. It went off the left field. I call it the fair ball. A lot of people call it the foul ball. But that was the fourth time in 6 seasons that Mike hit a home run on his birthday. But listen to this. Of course, the spirit of Don Baylor came in there, and Machado came up and hit his 5th career grand slam moments later.
Wow.
Propelling the Baltimore Orioles over the Angels. And of course, everyone knows that Don Baylor probably loved the O's. He was the favorite team out of all the teams that he played with. How about that?
And then he was manager of the year as well, because he was the inaugural manager of the Colorado Rockies. And I didn't realize that he was diagnosed with cancer 15 years ago, and he has championed the cause and helped people through charities, and sadly, at the age of 68, just this past week, he passed away. He was a great player, and he was a big addition to that Red Sox.
Claire Smith now is in the Hall of Fame. She was just inducted. And she posted on Twitter. She's from Connecticut, by the way, Connecticut girl. She worked for the Hartford Courant at one time, too, covering sports. And she posted on Twitter, Don Baylor, 14 teams. I guess he was in, a Major League Baseball for 14 seasons as a player. And she wrote, coach and manager, countless lives influence. There's a hole in the universe. It expands without end. And of course, she wrote the book, Nothing But a Truth, a Baseball Life, Nothing But the Truth, a Baseball Life, with Don Baylor, was co-written, both of those together, and I have a note. She, of course, was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. She got that prestigious writing award. I forget the name of it. And again, she worked for the Hartford Courant.
Interesting.
And I have, one more, if I can.
Okay.
Go ahead, Strange Man. It's your show.
It's your show. Go for it.
The fourth item, and I was really shocked to read this, but about umpire West. Did you hear about that?
Joe West, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Suspended 3 games.
Yeah.
For talking about Beltray.
Adrian Beltray, right? Who he just passed just got his 3,000th hit.
Umpires said, hey, kind of move back, go back to the on-deck circle, and he actually picked up the on-deck mat and moved it back by the plate, and so he got tossed from that game. But let me tell you, I mean, they really baseball suspended umpire West. And this guy's been around for a long time. He has a flawless,
he's been around. Strange man. Hold on a second. Strange man.
He's going off. He's going off the deep end here.
You gotta listen when you're on the phone to the other person. Anyways, Joe West has been around so long that he once kicked Tim McCarver out of a game.
Yeah.
So that's how long he's been around. All right, go ahead, Strange man.
Hey, I want to say that. Hey, look, why did the commissioner's office get even involved? Because, look, the umpires and the players always kid about each other. All right? I mean, they make jokes constantly. That's been going on.
Right. Well, that's what people were talking about. Joe West was joking. He may have been a little tongue-in-cheek.
Right.
Maybe there's always some truth in a joke. But he was joking when he said Adrian Beltray is the worst umpire because he always argues balls and strikes more than anybody.
I mean, that's what he said.
And they suspended him 3 games. I figure maybe it happened because Beltray just passed 3,000 hits. Maybe they didn't want him knocking Beltray down a peg, even if it was a joke, right after celebrating that huge accomplishment. I'm not sure, but it seemed like it was an overreaction.
Anyway, I don't think it was really fair to suspend an umpire for talking, sticking his teeth.
Maybe, I don't know.
My opinion. So anyway, Scotty, thank you for having me on the show, okay?
You got it, Strange man.
And, have a great weekend. And,
Red Sox Yankees this weekend. Or the Red Sox?
Hey, Strange man. Red Sox Yankees this weekend. Who's going to win?
Show they can go on the internet and check it.
Yeah, it's true. They can. Thanks for reminding me to tell everybody. I always forget. The show is online, YouTube, Facebook, the whole bit. Red Sox Yankees this weekend, Strange man. Are the Red Sox actually going to finally beat the Yankees this season? It's been the biggest winners of 8 in a row.
I don't want to X the Red Sox.
All right.
Listen, have a great weekend.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Sox, winners of 8 in a row. They have the tonight off. They sit at 65-49, which I do believe is their high watermark of the season. 4-game lead over the Yankees, who are at 60-52. The Yankees maintain a 2.5 lead in the wild card. Red Sox took a mini sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend, who sit at 58-57, who are still kind of trying to fight for this wild card as well. But the real thing is the Red Sox playing well right now since the trading deadline, which is odd because they didn't really seem to make the moves that everybody else talked about. The Yankees got a lot of publicity for the moves they made, and they have struggled since then. Red Sox didn't get anybody talking about their moves, but Eduardo Nunez has been just unbelievable.
Right.
And, they bolstered their bullpen as well. Joe Kelly was back last night helping the bullpen get stronger. So they're looking good, but if you look at them throughout the season, their record in division has been, abysmal. Really not good, and especially against the Yankees, below 500 against them.
Likely 10 minutes.
So, we don't have, the Red Sox could really do themselves a big favor if they would start winning these games in division. They did just take the 2 games against the Rays, so that was a nice start, but they need to continue that trend of winning in division. The Yankees, I do believe, have the best record in division, which is one of the large reasons why they've had such a successful year, because outside the division, the Yankees have not been that great.
Right.
On the road, they haven't been great. They do have more home games, the Yankees do, than any of the other teams fighting for this division and the wild card, I believe, coming down the stretch. Red Sox have a decent amount, but the Yankees do actually have more home games in the final 45 or so games. So that could help them. And, again, it's going to be back down to, what are they going to do in division? Because there's a bunch of division games. There's still 3 series left between the Red Sox and Yankees, and also the other teams in division as well are going to keep playing each other. So that's going to really decide things in the final 6 weeks or so of the season. And are the Red Sox going to finally be able to win some games against the Yankees? It's been extremely frustrating. And I think when I talk to some of my Red Sox fan friends or family, the one thing I keep talking about is I think that the reason why I've been so frustrated with the Red Sox this year is because when they seem to get it going, then they face the Yankees and they lose these ridiculous games.
All of a sudden they go backward.
So they're in New York this weekend, coming in, winning 8 in a row. The pitching matchups aren't spectacular for the Red Sox. Pomerantz and Rodriguez will get the first 2 games, and then Chris Sale gets the Sunday night game, marquee matchup. So that'll be good for them. But, they got to try to get at least one of those first 2 and then have Sale close it out to take at least 2 out of 3.
Because what's the Yankees, 4 games behind?
4 games behind. They play tonight, so it'll be either 3.5 or 4.5, depending on what they do against Toronto. Toronto is the one team in division that actually has a winning record against the Yankees, which is odd because Toronto's in last place. But they actually have a winning record against the Yankees this year, and the Yankees have a winning record against all the other teams, the Orioles, Tampa, and Boston. So we'll see what happens this weekend. It's going to be a big series, and the Yankees are trying to hold on. 2.5 game up on the wild card. Kansas City, I believe, is the other wild card leader. They, of course, all these teams, that's the other thing about so streaky. We talked about Kansas City last
Especially
week.
with the Black Cat.
Yeah, and actually Kansas City, they lost a game last night against St. Louis. And all of a sudden Kansas City, after they had won 8 in a row, now they find themselves at 2-8 in their last 10.
Right.
We kind of see the cat, the Sports Buzz icon. There's the cat. Came onto the field, and all of a sudden that was a little bad luck for Kansas City because their cross-town, cross-league rival, St. Louis, got the grand slam right after that incident, and they won the game. And Kansas City, so all these teams are so streaky. We mentioned the Cubs were red hot coming out of the All-Star break. Now they find themselves 4-6 in the last 10, coming back down to earth. The Yankees, in large part, took a brief lead in the standings because they had a good week and a half.
Right.
Remember, they had not won a series for 6 weeks. They had one good week and a half stretch. They moved into first place, and then again, they come back down, losing series again. So these teams need to play better consistently for long stretches. 1 week, 2 weeks isn't going to do it. And thankfully for the Red Sox, their downturn was not that long. And they have actually played better throughout the course of the season, which gives them the lead in the division. So it's interesting to see. But it is Kansas City, 57-56, leader in the wild card over, I believe, Tampa Bay at 58-57. You got Minnesota right behind them at 56-56. Actually, I'm mistaken. Seattle is the wild card leader at 59 and 56, and they just lost King Felix. Felix Hernandez went down with injury.
Right.
But you also have the Angels at 57 and 58. Orioles at 56 and 58 have played a little bit better since the break. So there's a lot of teams in the mix for the wild card, that second wild card specifically, and the Yankees are trying to hold off all of those and win it all. So as far as take that wild card or catch the Red Sox and get themselves out of that one-game playoff, the Red Sox don't want any part of that. We know that much. So we'll see what happens.
Switch
But
gears
how about
over.
this little stat as well?
All right.
The Yankees boy there, here comes the judge, here comes the judge. He's batting below 200 when he faces fastballs.
Yeah.
Since the All-Star break. So the big man with the big stick can't hit a fastball?
No.
Is that what's going on with the judge?
I guess so.
Of course, he'll probably hit every fastball 500 feet this weekend against my Red Sox, now that I brought it up. And what about the fact that they benched Gary Sanchez the other day? He did respond by hitting a home run in his game back. In the National League, it's the Dodgers at 80 and 33.
Best
47
record.
games.
Yeah.
They're going to be 50 games over 500.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
What's the last team to do that?
Rockies are the leaders in the wild card right now at 65 and 49. Arizona at 64 and 49. We did want to also mention some strange things. We talked about the cat. How about your boy Thor, who can't get on the field, but he can get on TV? Bob, making his television debut in the, of course, Game of Thrones the other night. I think we got some pictures of that, and then he was promptly killed. No spoilers here on the show. I'm not caught up. I did start watching the show recently, Bob. I'm through season 3.
Oh, okay.
So I now know what all the brouhaha was about the Red Wedding. Holy cow. That was crazy. I'm a little traumatized still. I haven't started season 4. I've had to give myself a little break. That was unbelievable. But yeah, so I mean, would you prefer your guy Thor playing baseball or
it doesn't matter.
Noah Syndergaard or
he can't play.
And they had a helmet on him as well. You couldn't even see his long hair.
Yeah.
He would have fit in a little better, but you couldn't even see that. I mean,
we got about a minute left. I just want to mention about tomorrow night.
Yes. You're going to be down there?
I'll be there.
At the Bethel Cares. I think we have a picture of that as well. Bethel Cares benefit for all the victims of the Greenwood Avenue fire. And nice to see 100% of the donations directly to the cause. 7 to 11.
Yes.
Right down there on the Town Hall Green. Bethel and Stony Hill Fire Departments on display. What's your fire? You're Mill Plain?
Mill Plain.
So Danbury Fire Departments as well getting involved. Indoor concert. Did that say indoor?
I believe it's in. I think it's if weather permitting. If in case the weather changes,
it'll move outside. So they're saying indoor. Interesting. Hopefully it's outside because the green is beautiful, obviously. So tomorrow night, 7 to 11 down there in Bethel. Check it out. Proceeds will go to help the cause there for the fire and the people that were displaced and the businesses also that were affected.
Are we live next week?
We are listed as being live next week, so I think we will be. All right, we're out of here. Take care.